This is the Vivo Y20, a budget phone from Vivo which costs 999 cedis in Ghana and about $150 to $180 in other regions. I have been using this phone for over a week now, and guess what? I have never charged this phone once during this period. At this price, you are getting a beautiful design, a phone with a huge battery, and pretty good cameras. In this video, we are going to look at why you should buy this phone. Coming up next.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
Hi guys, welcome to another edition of Cyber Reviews. First, let's take a look at the design of this phone. The Vivo Y20 is made of glass in front and plastic at the back. The design on the back of the phone is really beautiful. It reflects lights based on the angle of the light, and it reminds me a lot of the Nova 5T. You could mistake the plastic for glass. It looks really good with a camera bump housing 3 camera lenses, but more on the cameras later. On the right hand side, you have the volume control buttons and the power button, which doubles as a fingerprint sensor. The fingerprint sensor is pretty accurate and works very well. At the bottom of the device, you get a micro USB port and a 3.5mm port for your earphones. I wish the micro USB was a USB Type-C, but at this price point, I can't really complain too much. You get a dual SIM slot and a dedicated SD card slot on the left of the device. Now let's take a look at the front of the device. On the front, you get a teardrop notch which houses the selfie camera. On the subject of the display, this phone has a 720p IPS LCD display. Colors look good and it's bright enough when you are indoors, and outdoor conditions is not so bright, but you can still use it comfortably. It would have been nice if it had like a full HD display, but the advantage of having a 720p display is that it helps you save on battery, and that's why I was able to use this phone for a whole week without charging. In that period, I played games, I took videos, I downloaded apps, and I watched videos on YouTube every day, but the battery never gave up. The phone has a 5000 mAh battery, which is quite impressive, but that's not as impressive as the cameras on this phone. There are 3 cameras at the back of this phone. You have a 13 megapixel main lens, a 2 megapixel macro, and 2 megapixel depth lens. The selfie camera is an 8 megapixel lens and it's pretty good, I must say. In fact, I would want to do a separate video on the cameras alone, because for such a low price, the cameras really impressed me. Videos taken with this phone look very good, though it doesn't handle very bright skies very well, like high dynamic range images very well. You are guaranteed to get a good video to capture your precious memories. The Vivo Y20 comes with either 4 or 6 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage. You don't get 128 gigs or whatever, it's just 64 gigs. You can expand the storage though up to 256 gigs. The phone is powered by a budget Qualcomm Snapdragon 460 processor. I didn't notice like any heavy lags whilst using this phone. I could play games and switch between apps relatively smoothly. The phone comes installed with Android 10 out of the box and FunTouch OS, which is Vivo's customized version of Android. It's quite intuitive and easy to use. This is not my first Vivo device I'm using, and I kind of like the software experience which is on it. All in all, I think that if you don't want to spend more than 1000 cedis on a phone, and you want a phone with like a good battery, you want a phone with good cameras and a good design, you should consider the Vivo Y20. Now subscribe to the channel if you haven't for my in-depth review of the cameras on this phone. I do mobile phone reviews, mobile app reviews, and I bring to you affordable gadget reviews to help you make an informed decision when you're making your next purchase. So if you like that kind of content, subscribe and turn on all notifications. If you enjoyed this video, please press like. Let me know your thoughts on the Vivo Y20 in the comments below. And thanks to Vivo Ghana for sending me this review unit. Thanks, Bebre.